Ever since I can remember, my sister, Emma, was the one person who truly understood me. We shared everything, secrets, laughter, tears, everything except blood. You see, Emma wasn't just any kind of sister. She was adopted. But in our household and in my heart, labels like adopted never planted roots. Emma was and would always be my sister, flesh and blood notwithstanding. Emma arrived in our lives under the flush of warm autumn skies when I was 6. The first time I saw her, she was a bundle wrapped in a pale pink blanket, her eyes wide with a mix of curiosity and fear. Even at that tender age, I knew what it felt like to be terrified and alone. Our connection was instant, an invisible thread weaving our hearts together growing up. Our home was a jubilant mess of adventures and misadventures. We had our parents' undivided love, a sprawling backyard that served as the canvas for our wildest imaginations, and each other's unwavering support. Emma was always a bit different, the way she interacted with the world around her, the way she processed emotions, but those differences only made me love her more. She taught me the beauty of seeing the world through an alternative lens, how embracing differences could enrich your soul beyond measure. Our unity was tested numerous times, though. At school, while I managed to find my tribe, Emma struggled. The world wasn't as accepting of her differences. Whispers followed her in hallways, and isolation shadowed her in classrooms. I saw her battling the tides, trying to fit into a mold that was designed to exclude her. Each day, she returned home a little more deflated, a little more withdrawn. One particular evening stands out in my memory. I found Emma sitting alone in her room, the light fading around her like the dying day. That day, she had been mocked at school for her reaction to a surprise fire drill. The loud noises had always been a challenge for her. Her tears weren't just of sadness, but of frustration. She looked up at me, her eyes asking a question her lips didn't dare to. Why am I so different? With her head resting on my shoulder, I told her what our parents always reminded us. Emma, it's our differences that make us who we are. They make you unique, special. You see the world not as it is, but as it could be. And that's a gift, not a burden. From then on, I promised to stand by her, to fight for her right to be accepted as she is, not as others wished her to be. It wasn't an easy path. Advocating for acceptance and understanding often met with resistance. But in those battles, small victories began to emerge. A teacher implementing a new way to help Emma during loud events, classmates who began to see her through the stories I shared, tales of her courage, her kindness, her unparalleled creativity. These victories were bittersweet, however. They reminded us that acceptance often comes in fragments, in fleeting moments. But every instance of understanding was a step forward, a brick in the foundation of a more embracing world. Emma could feel safe in years have passed since those school hallway trials. We've grown up, ventured into different cities pursuing our dreams. Emma has become an advocate for people like her, showing the world that being different isn't a deficit but a strength. Her resilience sparked a movement in our community. Schools now actively promote inclusivity, educating students on the richness diversity brings. This journey, born out of love and nurtured through struggles, taught me about the real essence of humanity. It showed me that change doesn't require grand gestures, but persistent, small acts of love and understanding. It reinforced that the threads that connect us aren't woven from similarity, but from shared humanity and respect for each other's differences. Now, I ask you, how can you make a difference today? How can you be a thread that strengthens the fabric of our shared humanity? Remember, it starts with one act, one moment of understanding, one gesture of love. What will yours be?